In the heart of Valinor, long before the shaping of the sun and moon, there stood Telperion and Laurelin, the two trees. They became the most radiant wonders of Arda's early ages. Telperion, the elder, bore leaves of dark green with silver undersides, from which silver dew fell. Laurelin, the younger, was golden, its leaves like the gold of autumn touched by green. Their light was not mere illumination, but holy radiance. In the two trees, Tolkien embodied the most profound symbol of divine grace in material form, beauty untainted, light that was life itself. Telperion's dew was gathered by Varda and set in the heavens as stars. Laurelin's sap was golden fire, flowing into the world as warmth. Even the moon and the sun, which govern the later ages, were fashioned from their last fruit and flower after their destruction. Most precious of all, the Silmarils of Feanor held within them the unsullied light of the trees. Thus their radiance became the axis of all subsequent history, the rebellion of the Noldor, the oath of Feanor, the wars of Beleriand, the voyages of Arendil, even the File of Galadriel in the Third Age. In this way, the two trees were not only relics of an early world, but the fountainhead of all light and memory thereafter. The darkening of Valinor marks the tragedy of this light. In the year of the trees, 1495, Melkor, joined with the monstrous Ungoliant, crept into Valinor and smote the trees with black poison. Their radiance withered, Laurelin's fire was drunk into darkness, and Telperion's silver drained into void. The Valar wept, and Yavanna strove to heal them, but they could not restore their ancient vigor. The darkening was more than a natural disaster. It was a cosmic fall, the marring of grace in the created world. Just as Eden's fall in Christian tradition severed humanity from innocence, so the darkening sundered Arda from its primal light. The Silmarils preserved the ancient light, hallowed so that no mortal or immortal hand, unsanctified, could touch them without ruin. Feanor's possessiveness turned this preservation into curse, for in his wrath he swore the oath that doomed his house. But the Silmarils also carried the light into later ages. When Arendil set one upon his brow and sailed into the heavens, its light became a star of hope for all Middle-earth. Galadriel, who had seen the light of the trees with her own eyes, bore a crystal phial containing the light of Arendil's star. Thus the light of the two trees endured as sacrament, a visible sign of grace persisting through darkness. Theologically, the two trees are Tolkien's most explicit symbol of grace embodied in creation. Their light is not magic in a mechanical sense, but a participation in the divine. That is why their destruction is such a cataclysm. It is not only loss of beauty, but violation of the holy. Philosophically, the symbolism of light in Tolkien is profound. It is goodness, truth, and beauty shining into the world. Darkness, conversely, is not equal power, but privation, the absence of light. Thus, when Ungoliant devoured the trees, she devoured but could not create, she unmade but could not originate. Melkor could not fashion new light, he could only mar what was. This reflects Tolkien's Augustinian conviction that evil is not creative, but parasitic. The two trees stand, therefore, as icons of true creation. Their radiance is gift, their fruit and flower grace poured into matter. Their destruction teaches that evil may wound, but not abolish grace. The echoes of their light throughout the later ages show how Tolkien wove memory into hope. The elves, who had dwelt in the light of the trees, carried its memory as an unhealed wound. For them, the sun and moon were only reflections, lesser lamps reminding them of glory lost. Yet for men, born under the sun, that light was sufficient, even joyous. This difference explains much of the sorrow of the elves. They lived in exile from a radiance no longer present. Yet even in their grief they preserved fragments. Galadriel's gift to Frodo is the culmination. She gives him not the trees themselves, but their light refracted through long history, a reminder that even distant memory of grace has power to sustain. When Frodo raises the phial against Shelob, Tolkien shows that light remembered can still drive back darkness. In the Phial of Galadriel, memory of the two trees becomes real strength. Frodo and Sam, who never saw Valinor, yet draw courage from its light refracted across millennia. This sacramental dimension is no accident. Tolkien, steeped in Christianity, presents the light of the two trees as an enduring grace that nourishes even those who never saw its source. Thus the myth embodies the principle that grace, once given, echoes forever. The two trees also structure the great cycles of time. The years of the trees, marked by their waxing and waning, were the measure of Valinor's days. Their destruction ushered in the years of the sun. Thus history itself is divided by their fate. Their passing into legend shows the fading of divine immediacy in the world. What once was visible is now remembered. This fading mirrors the elves' decline and the dominion of men. Yet their influence persists, showing that divine light cannot be erased from history, but only hidden. The two trees are Tolkien's image of unfallen creation, beauty before the marring. Their light flows into all ages, refracted through silmarils, stars, files, and memories. Created in beauty, darkened in tragedy, preserved in memory, refracted into later ages, it is the axis of his myth. It shows that grace, once given, can never be wholly lost, that evil may wound but not abolish. The two trees stand at the beginning of Arda's tale, yet their light shines even at its end. They are the sacrament of beauty in Tolkien's world, the image of grace that outlives all darkness. To behold them, even in memory, is to know that the shadow is only a passing thing. If you enjoyed this episode of Middle-earth Uncharted, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more adventures ahead. The road goes ever on and on.